Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. We are going to be getting started here shortly. I want to thank everyone for tuning in for this brunch hour. I appreciate you spending your Saturday morning with me. And it is actually 11 a.m., so I will not keep you long. I will go ahead and get started. So again, welcome to the You Are Worthy Managing Debt workshop. My name is Virginia Jones, and I am the founder of Worthy of Resourceful Knowledge.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining. Sorry, I'm not sure why that hit mute. So I'll get started here. Just a quick disclaimer that the information on this slide and in this presentation is for educational purposes and informational purposes only. It should not be treated as a substitute for a professional or professional advice. Also, with this meeting being on Zoom, I just want to let you know that everyone in attendance can see what you put in the chat or hear what you say. So if you do not want to share anything personal, please do not do so in the chat or on the line. You can reach out to me separately. So that way others are not in your receiving that personal information. So let's get started. What is debt? So debt is technically money that you owe. This can be a loan, it can be a used credit card, or being behind on a bill, such as your electric bill, gas bill, internet cable. Anytime you owe money, it is called debt. So the question I hear often is debt bad? So all debts are not bad. If your debt is manageable, intentional, and connected to your goals and your values, then I consider that to be good debt. For example, purchasing a home, education, if you're trying to start a business, so business ownership or investing, those are debts that hopefully will earn you money in the long run. So I consider debts like those as good debts. Then there is problematic debt. This is debt that you may have on accident. So something that you did not plan on having. This debt is also high in cost or interest, and it gets in the way of your other goals and obligations. So this can include credit card debt, cash advances, payday loans, and even auto loans. So in the next few slides, we will go over tools you can utilize if debt is getting in your way. So the first tip I suggest if you are trying to get a handle on your debt is to stop borrowing. I know this step may seem easier said than done. However, it is the most crucial step to eliminating debt by simply not adding more money to your overall debt. Tip 2, I suggest you log your debts. Figure out what debts you owe. This step will help you see a full picture of all your debt payments. Figure out when you will pay your debts and what the current repayment plan is. Remember when all your debt payments are due. So I suggest getting like a calendar. I think we talked about this on our last meeting, one of the budget plans or the yearly planners, and write down the dates that your payments are due for each debt. Understand how much money you may have to be able to pay and put down to pay your debt off faster. Step 3, think about what happened. How did you get to this area of owing debt? Think about expenses that led to the debt last year. This helps when we want to plan for the future and prioritize. Now, granted, 2020 was a difficult year for many, and a lot of unexpected circumstances occurred. So we may want to think about circumstances prior to 2020. So think about what happened last year or the year before that caused you to accumulate these debts. These can be things like large items, such as purchasing a home or a car. I'll use myself for an example. My truck just stopped working, and I was tired of getting it fixed, going to the mechanic. I was probably going to the mechanic at least twice a month just for different things with my truck not working. So I had to purchase a new car. It was not expected. It was not necessarily wanted, but I had to do it. So that was a large item that I had to purchase that is considered debt because I owe money on that car. But that was something that was unexpected. Another example is impulsive spending. This is also called emotional spending or retail therapy. This is spending to help you feel better or to make you feel a certain way. A lot of the times, me, myself, I'll pick on myself today. Around the holiday season, and I think also maybe June or July, there is a semi-annual sale with Bath and Body Works. And anyone who has known me or has been to my home knows I do not need any more Bath and Body Work items. However, the semi-annual sale comes and I am immediately in there. That is impulsive spending, just trying to feel better because I caught a deal. That's something that we want to eliminate or see if we can find out what's causing that. Maybe you received your debt little by little. Maybe it happened over time. Maybe there was an emergency, such as new tires for winter, a new hot water tank for your home before the winter came. Different things can lead to the accumulation of debt, medical expenses, student loans, and things like that. So we want to understand our options of eliminating our debt. This is the next tip. There are several different options of trying to eliminate the debt that you have. One option is to pay it down as is, just make your minimum payments, put any extra money you can down toward the debts. Another option, and this is the option that I actually used before, is moving your revolving balance to an installment loan. My bank, my credit union actually, excuse me, offered a installment loan to where I can get a loan to pay off a very, very high interest credit card that I had. And their loan, the interest rate was smaller than the interest rate, of course, on the credit card. However, there was a fee to get the loan, for me to actually get the loan from my credit union. So it's another option, but me, I'm a numbers person. So when I sat down and wrote down the numbers and did the math, it made more sense for me to transfer that revolving debt to an installment loan because it saved me a ton of money in the long run. There's also balance transfer options. A lot of the credit cards offer balance transfer options at 0% interest, to where you can transfer a balance from maybe a high interest credit card to their credit card. However, some of the time you may have like a 6-month time frame to pay it off. In a situation like that, I always suggest sitting down and writing down your numbers and your payments. Are you able to pay this off within 6 months? If not, what's going to happen? Are you going to be charged interest from that day going forward? Or is this interest being charged from the very first day that you took out the balance transfer? So that's something that you always want to look into prior to transferring any funds or things like that. There are also credit counseling programs and educational programs that can help you understand your options on how you can eliminate your debt. Tip number 5, pick a strategy. So I know you may have heard of the debt snowball and the debt avalanche. I recently just heard about the debt tsunami. Maybe this year or the end of last year. But let's go over each one. So the debt snowball is where you pay the lowest balance off first. So what you would do is you get your pen and paper, sit down, and you write down each debt that you have. The goal of the debt snowball is to list them from the lowest debt to the highest debt, and you pay off your lowest debt. For example, if it's $100, once you pay that off, you may pay $25 a month on that, and then finally you pay it off to where you have an extra $25 that you're not paying on that credit card. That $25 would be added to your minimum payment for your next next lowest debt. So it's like a snowball. So the minimum payment will increase as you pay off your other other debts until you pay off each card. The debt avalanche, this one is a little different from the snowball. This one, you also sit down, you write down all your debts. However, you put them in order by the highest interest rate. The goal of the debt avalanche is to pay the highest interest rate first. This tactic will help you save money in the long run, but normally it does take longer to pay off. Because if you're paying off the highest interest rate credit card first, it's going to save you money because those interests, you're not paying as much interest on these accounts because you're paying those accounts off first. However, like I said, it does take longer to pay because you're paying off the higher balances. Normally, they're higher balances. And then the debt tsunami. Again, I just heard about this one, maybe the end of last year. I didn't even realize it was called the debt tsunami because it's something that I actually experienced. And I'm like, oh, well, there's a name for it. So the debt tsunami is actually when you pay off your debt in order of their emotional impact in your life. So if you have a credit card bill or a debt that you pay every month, and every month that you pay it, you just feel horrible. Like you cry, you just hate paying this bill. That is the bill you need to pay off first, because emotionally, once it's paid off, you will feel so much better. You won't feel as much stress. You'll just have a better experience with it. If you are an emotional person, I am very emotional. So the debt tsunami is something that was very dear to my heart, because once I paid off, there was this one credit card that I had, and I had it for forever. I don't even know how long, forever. And every time I would pay it, I would just think about how I got the card, and I would get so emotional and just be so angry with it. Honey, once that card was paid off in full, I just felt this burden lifted off of my shoulders. It felt so amazing. So that is what they're saying the debt tsunami is. It's more of an emotional feeling. So you want to pick the best plan for you. Pick a strategy that works for you, that makes you feel good, and it's something that you can stick to. Now, there are pros and cons to each strategy, so take time to really think about which one is the best one for you. For tip 6, I recommend that you take action. Make an actual action plan and figure out what you can do to reach your goals. This tip will help you set goals to build toward the future you want, take steps to get a handle on debt and achieve your goals, identify resources that can help you, track your progress, and pick a payback strategy that works for you. So this is where you're actually making your plan. What can I do? How can I do it? And I can definitely help you with it. That's what I'm here for. But this is where you want to make your plan. Start brainstorming. Anyone who knows me knows I love to write. I suggest you make a list of how you can get started. Tip 7, build better habits. So with this tip, I suggest that you manage impulsive or emotional spending. And like I said, that's if you're trying to buy to feel a certain way. What you can do is before buying, ask yourself why you're buying it. This is practicing delayed gratification. Put the item on hold. This gives you time to think about the purchase. Is it a need or is it an emotional feeling? I've been doing that with myself with Amazon. I know a lot of people are stuck in the house and due to the pandemic. So a lot of us are shopping, doing a lot of shopping online. And I literally will put things in my Amazon cart. And before I purchase it, I'll sleep on it. I'll go to sleep. And then the next day, I'll ask myself, is this something that I need or do I just want it because I'm bored? So that's something that you want to start paying attention to with managing your impulsive spending. Develop discomfort with debt. So this is going to be a change in your mindset. I want you to get uncomfortable with it. Like I said, with that credit card that I had for many, many, many years that I actually cut up and put in the trash. I had to become uncomfortable with that debt. And that's what made me or gave me the energy or the motivation to get that card paid off in full. Immerse yourself in information. So with this step, I suggest that you learn about money and your personal finances. There, one guy that I love to listen to, his name is Dave Ramsey. He has a podcast and he's like a financial guru, but he teaches on finance. So that's something you can do as well. Immerse yourself with the education. Just get more and more information, come into these workshops. And again, I appreciate you joining me this morning. Getting more information, this will help you build better habits. Understand the total cost. So this step, you want to review your paperwork in detail. Always read the fine print. As I mentioned with the loan that I did a transfer with my bank, there was a origination fee for me taking out that loan. Had I not read the fine print, I would not have known there was going to be an additional fee for me to take out that loan. So again, you want to sit down, you want to do the work, you want to read the details before you sign any documentation, things like that. Also keep track of your progress. Review your numbers monthly. I do my budget literally once a month. Normally at the end of the month, I have it in my calendar to remind me just to see where my numbers are. It makes you feel good. And it also just gives you an overall look of what you're doing and where your money is going. Also, be patient with yourself. You did not accumulate this debt overnight. Do not expect it to vanish overnight. It's going to take time. So just be patient with yourself. And lastly, get around like-minded people. One of the most effective things you can do to build better habits is to join a culture where your desired behavior is the normal behavior. That was James Clear. So that's one thing you want to do. Get around someone who is doing what you want to do, someone who can help you, someone who has the experience, someone who knows what they're talking about. That's one thing, like I said, I always listen to Dave Ramsey. He's one of the speakers on financial education, but I also have local friends or, mentors that I reach out to that are in the same mindset that I am in. Now, these tips can be used in any order. Maybe you're not in a situation where you can stop spending today. That is okay. Let's start with a tip that you are able to apply to your life today. The small steps you choose to take can lead to big changes. So don't overwhelm yourself with your debt. Take it day by day. Again, I'm here for you if you need help. Just take a moment, breathe, relax. Don't let it overwhelm you. However, if you want to get it started, start today. As I said in our last meeting, today, Saturday, March 6th at 11:19 is a great time to start your actual action plan. We can start it right now today with your pen and paper or with your phone. And it's a technical world now. So everybody's using computers and phones and things like that. I'm old school. I still use pen and paper. I literally, every time, they have like the back to school sales, or, the 25-cent notepads, I load up on those. I spend like $2 and get 8 of them, and I use them throughout the year. Like, I love pen and paper. So like I said, just start today. I'm here if you need any help with anything. I do have a short video I want us to watch for the review. Let me see if it will play. Maybe. If not, I'll switch over to YouTube to play it. Bear with me one moment. Let me know if you can see it. Uh-oh, so we are having a little technical difficulties. For some reason, the video is not playing, but that's okay. No worries, I will send it to you separately if you would like to see it. Okay, so here are some resources that I have regarding today's presentation. I do have these booklets on hand, so if you would like one, please reach out to me. They are free booklets. It's sent to me by the CFPB. It's called Debt Getting in Your Way, Get a Handle on It. Inside this booklet is a debt log, so that way you can write down your debts and things of that sort. There is also a section on checking your credit report, dealing with student loans, prioritizing your bills in tight months, and responding to collection calls. So all those topics are actually in this booklet. So if you would like a copy of it, please reach out to me. They are free. I will get that out to you as soon as possible. Here's my contact information. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, you can email me at 123yourwork@gmail.com. Please be sure to check out my website, yourwork101.com, for any upcoming events and things that we have going on. So that is actually the end of my presentation for today. Again, I appreciate you joining me for this brunch hour. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Let me check the chat, actually. Sorry about that. Okay, nothing in the chat for today. Any questions, anyone? All right. Well, again, I appreciate you joining me for today's You Are Worthy Business Brunch on managing debt. I thank you for coming out and joining me, and I look forward to seeing you all next month at our next event. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.